Hello and welcome, USFL faithful, to another exciting episode of the USFL Week in Review. I'm your host, Mark Perry, and we've got about to blitz through everything USFL. In today's episode, we've got Week 10 preview, Mike Mitchell's power ranking, TV ratings, playoff scenarios, and your DFS and fantasy football nuggets. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss the action. Let's kick off with the weekend schedule. This weekend, we've got tantalizing matchups because every game matters in the USFL's playoffs. So first up, we have the Maulers Generals on USA. That's on 1 p.m. Then we have the Stallions Showboats. The Stallions are already clinched the playoffs. That's on Fox at 4 p.m. Breakers Gamblers on Sunday at 4 p.m. on FS1. And then rounding it all off, Stars Panthers on Fox at 7 p.m. All of these games matter. Every single team is in the playoff hunt. We will have by Sunday night our USFL playoff games all set to go. All we know now is the Stallions are in. That is the only team. Every other spot is up for grabs, so it should be exciting action this weekend. So with the playoffs, every play counts, and it should be a fantastic weekend of USFL football. Hello and welcome to USFL News Hub. I'm your host, Mark Perry, and today we're diving into the Week 10 power rankings as chaos reigns supreme heading into the final week of the USFL 2023 season. This is based on Mike Mitchell's article, of course, published on June 12th. So buckle up because it's going to be a wild ride. At number 1, we have the Birmingham Stallions. They clinched a playoff berth with a dominating 38-15 win over Houston. The Stallions are roaring back to the playoffs, riding a 4-game winning streak. Watch out for their grudge match against the Memphis Showboats. Taking the second spot are the New Orleans Breakers. They're charging through the Memphis Showboats with a thunderous 31-3 victory. The defense was the star of the show as they forced 5 turnovers and sacked Memphis quarterback 5 times. They'll need to maintain their momentum in a must-win game against the Houston Gamblers. Coming in at number 3, the Houston Gamblers. Despite a tough loss to the Stallions, the Gamblers fought fiercely. They'll have to regroup and fight through the Breakers next Sunday to keep their playoff hopes alive. In the 4th spot, we have the Memphis Showboats. After a comedy of errors in their loss to the Breakers, they'll need to pull themselves together with a chance for redemption against the Stallions. They'll need to bring their A game. At number 5, the Philadelphia Stars. They nearly pulled off an incredible comeback against the New Jersey Generals, but fell short. Their playoff hope dreams hang by a thread as they face the Michigan Panthers in their regular season finale. Number 6 goes to the New Jersey Generals, snapping a 5-game losing streak. They found their winning formula against the Philadelphia Stars. They'll need to put another inspired performance against the Pittsburgh Maulers to book a playoff spot. Holding the 7th spot is the Pittsburgh Maulers, my team. Their defense led them to a gutsy victory over Michigan Panthers. Despite a modest 3-6 records, they're making waves and could be a dark horse in the playoffs. And finally, at number 8, the Michigan Panthers. They'll need to shake off a lackluster performance and bring their best game against the Philadelphia Stars. Their defense has been solid, but they need their offense to step up. Are you a fan of the XFL, USFL, and CFL football? Get ready to embrace your inner general manager with NewsHubFantasy.com's fantasy football experience. NewsHubFantasy.com offers you an unparalleled fantasy football platform bringing together fans of the XFL, USFL, and CFL football leagues. Compete in season-long fantasy with leagues up to 6 players. You can create your own for friends, or you can join an existing league. Draft your ideal team with our 7 active roster spots, including a quarterback, running back, wide receiver, flex, tight end, kicker, plus 3 bench spots. Show off your football knowledge and strategy and dominate your league. Our user-friendly interface makes it easy to manage with your team and get the latest news in your XFL or USFL or CFL leagues on the go. Plus, News Hub Fantasy offers mock drafts, pick'em games, and so much more all season long. So don't miss out on the action. Sign up now at newshubfantasy.com and become the ultimate football fantasy manager. Hello, USFL fans. Welcome back to USFL News Hub. I'm Mark Perry, and today we're breaking down the TV ratings of Week 8 of the USFL 2023 regular season. This insightful report was brought to you by our main man, Mike Mitchell, so a big shout out to him. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more exciting USFL updates. Let's get right into it. Let's start with Saturday's noon telecast on Fox, where the Michigan Panthers took on the Pittsburgh Maulers. The game averaged 700,000 viewers. Moving on, the Saturday afternoon game on NBC between the Memphis Showboats and New Orleans Breakers encountered a weather delay. NBC had 617,000 viewers, and during the weather delay, it was around 531,000 viewers. The game later moved to CNBC, which drew in 47,000 viewers. Not a CNBC is not the place for sports, that's for sure, but they had to do what they had to do. On Sunday, weather conditions caused the Houston Gamblers versus Birmingham Stallions game to be pushed back an hour and partially aired on Peacock streaming network. NBC's portion of the game had 665,000 viewers. For the big finish, Sunday night's primetime game on Fox between the Philadelphia Stars and New Jersey Generals had a stellar 903,000 viewers. This was the best performance on Fox since Week 5. So what's the takeaway? Without weather issues, the numbers could have been even better. With Week 9 all over the air network slate, averaged 721,250 viewers. That's pretty impressive, my friends. So don't forget, Week 10 is packed with playoff implications galore. Saturday, June 17th, Pittsburgh Maulers versus New Jersey Generals at 1 p.m. on USA. Birmingham Stallions versus Memphis Showboats at 4 p.m. on Fox. Sunday, June 18th, New Orleans Breakers versus Houston Gamblers, 4 p.m. on FS1. And then rounding out the season, the USFL season coming to a close, the regular season, Philadelphia Stars versus Michigan Panthers at 7 p.m. Eastern on Fox. All of these games matter, so you're going to want to stay tuned all weekend long for that USFL action. USFL is looking to close out the season on a high note. Make sure you tune in, and don't forget to subscribe for more USFL action. Thanks again to Mike Mitchell for his great reporting all season long, and thank you all for tuning in. See you next time. Hello, USFL fans. Welcome back to USFL News Hub. I'm Mark Perry, and today we're diving into the high-stakes final week of the USFL 2023 season. The playoff scenarios are tense and complicated, and we've got all the details for you, so let's get started. First up, the North Division Showdown. The Philadelphia Stars need a win against the Michigan Panthers to clinch the North Division title. The New Jersey Generals and Pittsburgh Maulers both need a win and a Philadelphia loss to clinch. The Michigan Panthers have to beat Philadelphia to keep their dreams alive, and there's a bunch of tiebreakers after that. Now, on to the South Division drama. The Birmingham Stallions have already secured a spot in the playoffs. They can win the South Division with a victory over Memphis or a New Orleans loss. New Orleans Breakers need to win and hope for a Birmingham loss. The Houston Gamblers and Memphis Showboats are both hoping for a win and a New Orleans loss to force tiebreakers. If there's a tie, the protocol goes like this: head-to-head, best won-loss percentage within the division, strength of victory, net points in all games, net touchdowns in all games, and finally, a simple coin toss. Now, mark your calendars for the final weeks of USFL action. You have Saturday, June 17th, Pittsburgh at New Jersey at 1 p.m. on USA, Birmingham at Memphis at 4 p.m. on Fox. Then on Sunday, June 18th, you have the New Orleans Breakers at Houston at 4 p.m. on FS1, and Philadelphia at Michigan at 7 p.m. on Fox. So by the end, we'll have the division championships that will all take place on June 24th and 25th, with the USFL championship game on July 1st. Friends, it comes down to the final week. It's going to be heart-stopping final week. Stay tuned for more updates and analysis from all of us at USFL News Hub. Make sure you like and subscribe. We'll see you next time. Hey USFL fans, welcome to USFL News Hub. I'm Mark Perry, and here I give you the inside scoop on Week 10 DFS and fantasy picks. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay updated with the USFL action. Let's start by making some game predictions. Game 1, Pittsburgh Maulers versus New Jersey Generals, with the Generals favored by 3.5. I predict the Generals will pull through with the win, but it'll be close. Final score, Generals 21, Maulers 17. Game 2, Birmingham Stallions versus Memphis Showboats. The Stallions are in excellent form, and I expect them to win by a good margin. Final score, Stallions 25, Showboats 20, locking, well, they're already in the playoffs, but now, and it's already going to be at their home field, so they're good. New Orleans Breakers versus Houston Gamblers. Breakers, I think, are going to make the playoffs. They're favored here, and I think they'll live up to it. Final score, Breakers 27, Gamblers 21. And finally, Philadelphia Stars versus Michigan Panthers. The final game, this one's hard to predict, but I'm going to go with the Stars. Final score, Stars 24, Panthers 21. Now let's move on to the DraftKings lineup. So for quarterback, we got to go with Birmingham's quarterback is Alex Magoo, a must-have. They're in top form. I assume he's going to be playing the whole game. I hope they don't bench him. But, I mean, all these teams and all these players are looking for game reps and game tape, so I don't see that happening. New Orleans Breakers Hills. I'm going with that running back. I'm spending a lot of money because I need some type of consistency. These games are hard to pick. I'm going with Hardy at wide receiver from Birmingham and Rashard Davis from Memphis. Also Dillon from Memphis as well. I'm trying to get some stuff on the cheap because I've got Magoo at $13,200 and Hills at $12,900, paying a high price for consistency. Then I got Morris from New Orleans as well. I think the Breakers will throw up some points. He's at $5,800. And then the Generals defense, going against my Pittsburgh Maulers, at $3,700. If you're looking to make some bets, here's a parlay to consider. So you take the Generals at -3.5, the Birmingham Stallions at -3.5, and the Breakers at -3.5, though sometimes it's been at 4, but now it's getting a little closer to -3.5. That's what I have in the parlay. Also, use my picks for games if you want to just do straight money line to be conservative. All these games are going to be high scoring, over 40 points. That's tough. It'll be tough going over under. So I'm just going to play the spread this week, parlay them in, and hopefully close out the season with some money. We've reached the 2-minute warning, my friends. Thanks for joining us on USFL Week in Review. If you enjoyed today's episode, hit the subscribe button. Join us every week for your USFL fix. We appreciate your support. Don't forget to leave us a review. And until next time, enjoy the playoff weekend, my friends, and I will see you all later.